Hey guys, so I wanted to make a little video showing you how I make my matcha green tea latte. If you have never had a matcha green tea latte, you are missing out. They're so yummy. However, I do recommend making your own because when you buy them at places like Starbucks or Second Cup, they have sugar in the actual matcha green tea powder. So even if you ask for unsweetened, it's still really, really sweet and almost too sweet. Takes away from the green tea taste. Anyway, so what I put in my matcha latte, obviously matcha green tea powder. I get this from Costco. It's a pretty good deal and it's organic. Green tea is one of the most heavily sprayed crops with pesticides, so even just regular green tea, definitely buy it organic. I put in MCT oil, specifically the Bulletproof brand. It's a little bit different than other MCT oils that you'll buy. I'm not going to go into detail about why that is today. I also put in Bulletproof brand cocoa butter. This stuff tastes amazing. And I bought other cocoa butter, not the Bulletproof brand, and it does not taste as good. So that one. And then my favorite protein powder, Pure Paleo by Designs for Health. I do carry this in my dispensary. I think you can buy it online as well, but it's much more expensive than buying it directly from my clinic. When I'm selling it at my clinic, I can control the markup of it, but buying it online, obviously I have no control over that. And then the last ingredient, second last ingredient I guess, is vanilla. This is vanilla powder. You could use vanilla extract as well. I kind of like the powder better, and I got this from the Silk Road Spice Merchant, which is in Inglewood, or they sell at the farmer's market on Blackfoot if you're in Calgary. And then just boiling water. So I'll show you guys the ratios of all of these delicious things. So I use my Vitamix to mix this. I don't have an emulsion blender. If I did, I would use that instead because I don't like putting boiling water in this. Heating plastic is bad news. So don't heat plastic ideally, and don't put boiling water in this. I have been, and I'm not too worried about it because I avoid plastic as much as humanly possible in every other area of my life. Okay, so I just put my Vitamix right on my food scale and zero it out. I like to weigh the ingredients because I have it down to a fine science. And I know exactly the ratio of protein powder to matcha powder, MCT oil, cocoa butter that I like. So when you're making this, you can kind of play around with those ratios a bit if you want it sweeter or more vanilla-y. You can add more vanilla extract or more protein powder. I put 20 grams of this, which is about half a scoop. This is the vanilla flavor. In my dispensary, I just have the chocolate one right now, but we'll have vanilla soon. Okay, so I put 5 grams of cocoa butter. It's about 1 teaspoon. Half scoop of protein powder. 1 teaspoon of MCT oil. When I prescribe MCT oil to my patients, I tell them to only use a teaspoon at the beginning and work up. On the container it says 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. Don't start with that. You will have disaster pants. It's not ideal. So yeah, I just put in 1 teaspoon of that, and then about half a teaspoon of matcha powder. You don't really need a lot, so this container will go a long way if you choose to buy it from Costco, which I recommend because otherwise matcha green tea powder can be a little pricey. If you get it from a health food store, you buy this little tiny container, and I think it's $25 or $30. 3 grams. like half a teaspoon. And then some of this guy, vanilla powder. This one I don't really measure, I just kind of guess. A little sprinkle. And then the boiling water, or close to boiling. It's actually better if it's not quite boiling. So I boiled this and now I let it sit there, so it's 85 degrees Celsius. And I put in 400 milliliters, which is a little over 2 cups. A little less than 2 cups, sorry. And then blend it up. Just raise this up here so you guys can see it. And that is how I make my matcha latte.